Hello, and welcome to Crits and Knits, where Greg makes things happen to the screen just before we go live. Because why not?
That's just the kind of guy I am.
Oh,
That sounded like a threat. Was that a threat?
it
You're
did
some
sound
kind of
threatening.
guy.
Oh no,
Hi, Ernest!
we lost Hollow. Oh, there we go.
Don't worry.
Explosion.
He's
We
back.
got worried.
I was like, what's that big white box? That's not hollow.
I just
That is definitely not me.
that was so weird.
I would ask how everyone's been, but we've already been on a call for a little bit, so we know how we are. And a lot of it is not suitable for public consumption, and that's okay.
Most of it is
Here,
crying
we're
or
all
swearing
here.
or both.
Yes. But hey, let's talk about the fun stuff. How is your artistic, creative life going? Huh?
I managed to draw 6 chibis in
Ooh,
a week.
nice.
Yeah, and they're very cute. For
Aw.
those who are here, this for the stream that'll be happening over on my channel in about an hour 45 that DB and I both play in. She made chibis of our characters, and I love them.
I got a
Yeah.
sneak peek of one.
Yeah, they're not out for public consumption yet, to my knowledge.
Not because I haven't like it's not a
Well, yeah.
secret. I just haven't done. I don't usually post them anywhere. I just go, "Oh, hey, people who these are your characters. Go. Be free. Do whatever the
Enjoy."
fuck you want with them."
Well, that's fun.
I mean, if you want to post them in the Discord, you are welcome to do so. Just throwing that out there.
you
It
know.
usually gets posted in the secret channels. Why? Because I'm ashamed of my art.
You should not be. Your art is lovely and wonderful, and I want you to share it out into the open world where other people can praise you for the amazing artist that you are. And I'm not looking at the screen because I can imagine what
That
your
is
face
exactly
is.
what
How about
everyone else is
no?
thinking. You are
I agree with Ren 100%.
same.
I
Aw.
agree.
Except
I don't want to see the thing, and you know which one thing I'm talking about.
Are we talking about fish heads or are we
The
talking about something
calendar?
else?
I haven't done anything else besides the fit. Well, that's not true. I did.
Have you
geese
done
one
any?
time.
You haven't done any Erasmus horse art, have you?
Not yet.
But if you do, how much does that pay? Like, how much do you think people pay for that? Like,
If you get to the right subreddits, a lot.
A lot. As Hollow's thinking about taking up a new artistic hobby.
well.
It's-
All
I
these
mean-
pencils here.
I mean, you just need to find the right cardiologist for some reason who's into furry stuff, and then you're set.
Cardiologist, like
For
All
some
furries are rich.
reason,
Furries are rich.
doctors, yeah,
Oh,
furries are rich, and it's
yeah.
specifically a lot of like cardiologists and other like similar doctor people.
honestly, I am not surprised
Like, all the
They're
furries
all
I know
because
are all in tech, and it's like,
yeah,
hey, Ernest, what are you doing there in tech? I'm like, not buying a fursuit. I don't make fursuit tech money, okay? Like,
yet
that stuff, those are expensive. In fairness,
look, if I
especially
made
especially if you,
fursuit,
well, especially if you don't want to sweat to death.
if
yeah.
I made fursuit tech money, my Warhammer habit would only get worse.
I think you mispronounced better.
I would definitely say better. However, there's a person in my household who would definitely say worse.
Yeah.
That person's not on stream right now, so I think we can go with better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming they're not currently on watching the stream anyway.
I mean,
We never
Uh-oh.
know.
we love you.
Yeah, let's stir the conversation away from furries because Mom might be watching tonight, and I don't want to have to explain things.
Oh,
So-
It's okay.
Oh.
DB will explain.
A, DB will explain. B, I would say if Google is free, but turn on safe search before you do.
Yeah, don't Google
do
it.
not,
Don't
do
Google
not, do
Or
not say
don't.
that to
Or don't.
Danny's mom.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
not
a,
very nice. I'll just throw that out there.
She is a
this is gonna
sweet
be me if I
little
buy more
lady.
Warhammer.
Oh, my
Oh,
friends,
pretty.
I miss each and every one of you. This is great.
No.
Oh, so what else have we been doing besides DB making drawings and have you been knitting?
No.
Not as much as I'd like. I was given 3 skeins of the Joanne's non-binary yarn for my
Yeah.
birthday because someone who knows me and loves me very much was at Joanne's and was like, "Hi, you need this, right?" And I was like, "Get
Yes.
as much of it as is there for me, please." I think I found a shawl pattern that I want to try with it. It involves a very specific kind of cast on that involves like turning the work and picking up stitches along the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Garter tab cast on.
That. The fact that 2 people are grinning and nodding and 2 people are shaking their heads worries me a lot.
No, it's actually fantastic.
It produces a wonderful effect.
It does.
Okay.
Is the
It's a little
effect anger?
fiddly. It does produce that sometimes.
It's
It
not
is a little
as bad
fiddly.
as Judy.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, look, on site, Judy. On site. Not as bad as Judy's, but you know, the provisional garter cast on is like its own kind of hell, but it's not like, you know, Judy's hell.
Yeah, it's a manageable hell. It's only like a dozen stitches at most, depending on the pattern. So it's not
I was
a lot to start with, and it's
Yeah, I
not a
was
lot to
watching
pull
the-
out if you need to.
yeah. I was
My-
watching the video that the pattern sent me to, and I was like, okay, I think I understand how this works. I think I get this. We'll see. You might be getting a message from me at like 3 a.m. your time, being like, "Ha!"
Danny
You know,
has gotten so many messages
there's-
from me.
There's always a chance that I'm awake, and I'll just like pull up Zoom and say, "Hey, let's do it." I keep
Well,
knitting
that-
beside my bed.
Oh my god, Danny.
I just don't want to wake up your husband.
Wake him up. Wake him up.
He sleeps through so much.
I bought this this crochet hook just to get the damn thing started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so annoying.
Yeah, the provisional part can be a pain, but once you figure it out, I really like using the crochet chain for a provisional cast on. That is my favorite way to do it.
Also, I still need to start the crochet kit that I picked up.
Ooh.
I think I showed it to you guys. It was the crocheted succulents.
Yeah. I got a kit. There was it's not a crochet kit. Not last weekend, the weekend before was local yarn shop day.
Oh yeah.
And my local yarn shop has these really cute kits, and I realized that my camera is inverted for the stream, but
yeah.
it's an
Embroidery.
embroidery kit.
That is very cute.
And I don't know how to embroider. I can cross stitch, but I don't embroider.
Insanity. Craziness.
I mean, clearly she has to catch all of the fiber arts like
Yes.
Pokemon that we were discussing earlier.
I am surprised to fuck because Danny does everything. And the fact that she looked me in my eyes and says, "I've never embroidered before." That was my first one. I learned how to do that in elementary school.
The look on Greg's face when you said "surprised to fuck," I was like, you know, that's almost as good as
Oh,
what I used. My Danny's mom. Hi, Danny's mom. Oh, what a good way to spend the evening.
That's the best.
It's like, whoa, what a surprise. What's happening here?
I mean, that's almost as good as the reactions I periodically get when I say "fuck me running,"
Yeah.
because people will give me a look on that one. Yeah, the logistics are a little challenging.
Oh man.
Daddy's mom's like just logged in, and that's what I heard.
Hell yeah!
Perfect timing. Perfect timing, Daddy's
beautiful.
mom.
Like there would need to be like one of those like street like camera cart setups.
Yes.
You know, like in the suspensions, like.
I mean, listen, I used to say "fuck me softly" with a chainsaw, so
I mean, the other option to that is "fuck me sideways" with a chainsaw.
I've
which is
also said that as
equally
well.
awful.
Well, that's just messy.
I mean, sex usually is, right?
I mean,
If you're
look,
doing it
there's
right.
messy and there's messy.
Wow, the tone you hit with that was incredible.
We need to move away from this now
So,
that Danny's mom is
there
here.
was yarn store day, local yarn store day.
So that embroidery kit, whose kit is it?
That
The
is,
packaging looks familiar to me.
So they can run away and
Does it say?
know to never be
and
associated.
other adventures.
Oh, okay, not who I was thinking of.
Yeah, and otheradventuresco.com.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Sorry, Danny's mom.
Come
No,
back.
But
no,
yeah, this
please
is
stay,
the
Danny's mom.
Avonlea kit in the color terracotta. So it's
It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm
Avonlea.
excited.
I love that. Although I grew up on
Anna Green
Anne of
Gables and
Avonlea.
Anne of Avonlea. Yeah.
I've read all those books as a kid. All what is it? 8 of them. The last one is
Yeah.
Willow.
They're so good. But yeah, I bought yarn because
Good.
there were
Good for
sales.
you.
Of course you did.
And so I made
They support your local businesses. It's important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I got some unique. It is the
Ooh.
unique fingering. It's a self-striping, hand-dyed, superwash
The unique
merino.
fingering.
But this is really fun in all sorts of fun stuff. That I've done it in shawls. I've seen it in stripy socks. I've seen it in sweaters. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this single skein, but honestly, I may go back to the shop and they've got some solids in the
Ooh.
same
Yes.
the same fiber. So I might actually do some of Tellybean Knits. She has that self-striping book, including a self-striping a sweater that has a self-striping yoke, but then the rest of the sweater is solid. So like her thing is it's good for like a single skein of self-striping sock
Right.
yarn. So there's that one. And I did pick up some more fantasy fiber arts. And this is Rainbow Bright Speckle Fairy sock. And
Do love me a Rainbow Bright.
I bought this one because I've got design plans for it. Because I've been making my cup cozies. And I'm thinking this one might be a 4th of July with a black
Fireworks.
background
Oh,
and
yeah.
this as fireworks.
Hell yeah. Hell
Looks
yeah.
like fireworks.
So that's the plan for that. And then I got some more fantasy fiber arts in just very Perry, a sort of periwinkle lavender shade, because I needed some solid color because I've been doing some test knitting of socks lately. But and then I got some blush fiber and it doesn't look nearly as fuzzy as it is. Maybe it does.
Okay. I
It's-
see the fuzz.
Yeah, it is
You see the
mohair
fuzz?
silk.
Where? Run.
Fuck you. I also had that thought.
But this is another one that I got because of a design that I have in mind. So I design lots of little stuffies based on characters in podcasts and streams, and one of the streams that I'm in that's currently on hiatus, the Kids on Brooms Chromatic Academy game, the character that I play actually has got these little fire salamanders. And so I'm going to use this for the flaminess of the fire salamanders
Yeah.
that she's got.
Hell yeah.
Gotta love a good flaming salamander.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And then I did a thing and I bought, it looks really insanely bright here. It's not this fluorescent
That
red.
is very pink.
It is not pink. It is It's actually closer to the color of the shirt that I'm wearing, the way it's
Okay.
showing up on camera.
I don't believe you.
I will take pictures and post them somewhere. But I bought 5 skeins of this to make a
Good.
sweater. I'm going to be making the Ivy League pullover by Knititude, and it is like a waist-length cabled sweater that has a square neckline, and it's got really
Ooh.
cool mitered corners, so it's like very square angles.
Nice.
And then I did something that I never ever do. I swatched.
Whoa!
What?
I
Where's you?
swatched.
What have you done with Danny?
I swatched, and then I washed it like I would wash it as a final product. Right?
Oh my god.
What the hell?
Is that sweater for you, Danny?
It is.
Good.
I mean,
Your mama is
there,
asking.
there is like an 80% chance that my sister will steal it when she sees it, because that's what she does. And
It's
I
a
love
good
her,
thing
but
it's red. Sorry.
I'll be able to see it as she runs away with it. But yeah,
No, that's not where I was going. But
okay, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I swatched and everything. So as soon as I finish a couple of the things I have on the needles, honestly, this is going to be my reward for finally weaving in the ends on the sweater that I haven't sent to Ren yet.
Aww.
So I'm going to weave in the ends so that I'm allowed to start a new sweater.
Wait, is it done?
Send
it's done.
me. Send me. I weave in ends.
But I need to weave in the ends before I wash it and block it. And I need
Fair
to wash
enough.
it and block it so I can take some finished object photos before I send it. So there's,
Fair-
I've got to weave in
fair
the ends,
enough.
I've got to wash it, I've got to block it, I've got to take photos, and then I have to put it in a package and get it in the mail.
Fair enough.
But I really want to start the sweater, so this is encouraging me.
This is why we just all need to live together.
It
So
is.
that
We
we can
need,
just
we
pass
need like
things
a
around.
crafting compound.
Right.
I love you all very much.
However,
I don't know if I could live in a compound with a bunch of people.
Here's the way that I saw it done in a religious community actually in Fairbanks. One of the like smaller Christian communities. Basically, there was a bunch of like individual cabins that people lived in, and then there was like the central gathering space that you could go into, which had a large kitchen, but you also had smaller kitchens in your own space. So if you don't want to socialize, you don't have to. But there's also a nice big hangout space for board games and TV time and whatever.
It's like a cul-de-sac with
Yeah.
with a homeowners association pool room.
but you actually like everyone.
But you actually like everyone and no
Well, most everyone.
Wow, we would.
Yeah.
If
right.
we started our
would.
own little knitting commune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
we'd only invite the people we like.
Exactly. And then the last thing I got
So
was...
who's not getting invited between Greg and I?
You're both getting invited, shush.
We'll just put you on opposite ends of the street. It's okay.
Yeah. And then send Blueberry back and forth
That's right.
to run messages.
Who's your favorite?
Oh. So
That's
yeah,
a dangerous
I
question.
would hope that it was her dad. If
It
we're
won't be.
completely
It
honest.
will not
It
be.
won't be.
It would be you. It would be you.
Babe,
Oh, no.
she's the age where dad isn't cool.
it's going to be a few years before he's cool again.
Yeah. And that's
Although,
okay.
I'll take a little aside. I think I might be a little cool with her friends at school and her because she did inform me yesterday that I am known amongst her friends at school as Timu Jack Black.
Okay.
And I could not argue with that.
Look, if you are the Timu version of this generation's Dionysus coming to hang out with the mortals, I wouldn't argue with that either, frankly.
No. There are worse things to be called. So many worse things. Wow,
I told
okay.
her someday you'll be old enough to listen to Tenacious D. So there you go.
If someday she'll be old enough to listen to Tenacious D, she's already listening to Tenacious D.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The,
Anyway.
the last thing I picked
you
up at the yarn store was some Blue Sky Fibers Metallico And
Ooh.
it is fancy yarn. It is baby alpaca silk,
No.
and it feels so yummy. But I got it to go with this,
Oh.
which is 100% silk plied with 50/50 silk merino blend.
That must have been a pretty penny.
Well, this is more dentist yarn.
Ah.
So I'm going to be using this to make. I found some patterns for little lovey blankets that are like an animal head with blanket around them.
Oh, I love those.
And I got this to use for the edging so that it'll be just a little bit of extra because I have only this much of this because it's hand dyed, hand spun,
Yeah.
very precious yarn. So I want to use all of it, but I want to have something so I'm not going to like run out for the project. So
Right.
I think it's going to be a bunny for the lovey. So the bunny will be brown and the blankie will be mostly brown, but then it'll have the cream colored trim. So I'm
That's
excited.
precious. Are you knitting or crocheting that?
That one will be knit as well because crochet just eats up the yarn too fast, and I'd be worried that I would run out really soon.
Fair.
As opposed to kind of soon.
Yeah. And then that.
Man, I don't know if you can hear my cat purring, but he's like laying against the
Aw.
microphone purring.
Happy
You're very
kitty.
cute, Sherlock.
But yeah, I guess that brings me to like the one in progress thing that I can show you. I'm still working on the dentist baby blankie,
Yay!
but I'm making good progress.
Looks great.
I'm probably about 2/3 of the way done, and I just finished a test knit, which means that I can devote more time to this because the test knit had of course a deadline, and I can show you the behind of it because it's a baby sweater and baby sweaters all look the same from the back that doesn't have any decoration, but I won't show you the front because it hasn't been released yet. But it's a baby sweater, an 18-month-old sweater,
Nice.
Cute.
and I've got buttons just waiting to be put on. Ooh, and I don't think I showed you guys did I show you guys this one? The coffee cozy for Memorial Day-ish.
I have not seen it.
It looks
like
great.
So yeah, there's that. That's what I've done. I shopped and I worked on a baby blanket and a baby sweater and cup cozy. A little bit of stuff. It's probably it for my shopping for several months.
For the week.
No, until I knit the sweater, at least.
That's fair. Well, I
One
Oh, go ahead,
garden bin
Ernest.
later.
Sorry, yes. Well, I will go next. Since I was last here with y'all, I think I was talking about the North Carolina hat that I was working on from
Yes.
Stunning String Studio,
It's finished.
and it's all finished, and I blocked it, and I don't remember if I told y'all that I did not do a good job with my floats, and they were too tight. It turns out after I blocked it, it's not really so tight, and like the floats themselves
Nice.
are beautiful with my little jacquard
That
ladderback
looks very
jacquard
fancy.
catching
It's so
technique.
pretty.
Yeah, I'd love to show the backside of my stranded color work stuff, and but like if I put it on, it actually.
It's a hat.
Yeah, like last time I tried to put it on before I blocked it, I couldn't get it down over my head. I mean, it's still short,
Right.
short. It comes up, covers half my ears, but it's the state of North Carolina on the front of my head,
That's cool.
and it fits me. So I might keep it. It'll definitely fit Blueberry, so she might get it. I don't know. We'll see. And I think I'll put a pom pom on top. I have plenty of yarn in this gray left over. I don't have much red left over, so I might put a gray
Nice.
pom pom on top. So that is all done and all blocked out. And then I cast on some socks, and so I'm working.
Surprise!
Yeah, yes, but I've not had socks for about a month and a half. So this is yarn from self-striping yarn from String Theory Colorwork that I got at the Carolina Fiber Fest. I just did my Fish Lips Kiss Heel yesterday, I think. maybe today. I don't know. Time is a weird thing. And
Soup.
so that's yeah, yeah. So that is I'm working on it. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening with this. I'm working on it. And I did find my little yarn ball holder. And so my little yarn
Nice.
ball with the center pull ball is inside of it. So that's my knitting. But then I've been printing knitting adjacent stuff on my 3D printer. And one of the things that I was waiting to start the socks was to print a Swift, and so I did. And so here's like my little Swift
Oh,
base,
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
and this, and it'll spin around. It it just sticks on this little post there,
right.
and then I've got four of these arms that go on here to make them longer, and there are pegs that go in the holes. So that was great. So I was able to wind my yarn a lot easier now that I have a Swift. And then over the weekend, I started printing out parts for a circular sock machine so that I can crank my own socks on a CSM. And I think I have all the parts printed for the machine itself now. I have to check because I'm also printing a ribber attachment for it. And yes, I was thinking that too, with the and then the ribbing because I want to be able to do ribbing, very pleasurable, and that, I like that at the top and gives some elasticity and stretch.
Sure you
But
do.
it's a separate attachment, so it's not
Is
needed
that
anyway.
is that what Daddy likes?
That's what Daddy likes. And that's exactly what Daddy likes. Uh, anyhow, here is the frame for the CSM. So, like, imagine my arm is a table. You put it on like this, and on the top, so this would be parallel to the tabletop. There's a hole that the sock builds, and it falls down through that hole. And we've got some bolts here to. I'm gonna have to cut holes in a like a TV table to make
Mm.
it all.
Okay.
Um, and then I've got like a bag full
Oh,
of
that's a lot of
all of
parts.
my parts. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been
Nice.
printing since Friday and finished the last CSM part yet yesterday. And then these are most of the ribbing parts.
How
Um,
did that print that you were so concerned about the other day? How did that one go? The one that got you back up out of bed?
it's right here.
Nice.
It
Amazing.
was successful. So yeah, so
Excellent.
this is
Huzzah.
a 64 needle cylinder. And so this would it sits in the frame or on top of the frame. There's a collar that it sits in, and then this part will spin around, and inside all of these grooves there'll be a needle that catches the yarn and does the knit stitches and everything. I don't have any of the hardware for it yet. I've got a parts list of hardware to purchase, um, including a source to get the needles for CSMs, which are
Oh,
sometimes
cool.
difficult to source because
That's what I've heard is
it's
that's the hardest part is getting the needles.
it's a very niche product. Now there aren't a lot of CSMs in the world. There's starting to become a little resurgence of them because people are 3D printing them, and a couple of companies are making and selling 3D printed ones. But
Right.
the antique ones are all metal, and like they're expensive, and they're very sturdy. I mean, and
Yeah.
machines that are 100 years old are still working great. So, so yeah, so anyway, but I think the place is in Washington State, and the lady runs a shop and will mail out your needles for that. So I need to get some needles and some bolts and some bearings and a bunch
The
of
bits and pieces.
mechanical bits and pieces to put it all together. And I really didn't have much of a fire lit under me to do it because I had so many parts to print, and I was just like, "Oh, I got plenty of time." And then all of a sudden, yesterday, I realized, wait a minute,
I'm
if I
done.
had all of that hardware, I could start assembling it now. And
Oh.
I just need to take an hour and go through the parts list and find online and or local places to get some of the hardware. I think I'll go to the True Value hardware store to get in the neighborhood to get a bunch of
Yeah.
some of the pieces, but some things I'll have to get online. So
$1,000?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that must be a cheaper used one.
No, this is from some place called Dean and
Oh,
Bean
the Dean and
Stocking
Bean. Yeah, okay,
Stuff.
so that is the 3D printed one that you can commercially get now, and I think there's like a 6 month wait list for it too, 6 or 9 month wait list. So instead, I spent not quite that much on a printer, and and then money on the filament and everything, and have been printing it myself, and I will end up with a similar machine to the one that Dean and Bean make, and also the ability to print replacement parts myself
Which is really
and print,
nice.
which is really nice. One of my friends has a Dean and Bean machine and needs a replacement part, and she's waiting for the replacement part right now. And you know,
That's frustrating.
so it is. And but then I can print all sorts of other stuff, like the Yarn Swift that I had. Um, so
You could print one of these.
I
This
could
is my
print one
little
of those.
Notions drawer set.
That is so
And I keep
cool.
a bunch of stitch markers. I've got fancy stitch
Yes.
markers. And then I've got spare cables. I've got all sorts of extra stuff. I've got darning needles. But this came downstairs with me because I needed stitch markers to mark buttonholes. But this lives right next to my chair where I do most of my knitting.
Right.
And yeah, this was just a little
Yeah.
STL that I found on Thingiverse.
Thingiverse
And
or
it's free
whatever. Yeah. Right.
Hi, E.
Hey,
Yay, E!
E. Yes. Here's my cylinder. So yes, tons of fun. Oh
Yeah,
my collar. Oh yeah, see, yeah. So the collar, I already put the cams on them.
nice.
So it's got. I, I would have learned so much mechanical stuff as part of this. I've never really been very mechanically inclined, and
But you're going to
but
be now.
I'm going to learn. I'm excited about learning.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's in, and then when you crank it, because it's got the gears, you crank it, and then this spins around. It makes all
That's so
sorts of
cool.
cool sounds. It's like I've spent hours over the past several years just watching YouTube videos of people cranking socks just so I can listen to the sound of it going.
Yeah, when you get yours all set up, I'm going to respectfully request that you set it up next to a microphone and just like go for a good
I
20
will.
minutes or
Yeah,
so.
I absolutely will.
Just give me lots of sound, please.
Yes, yes.
I can't
So
wait
so
to
anyway,
listen for that in the redacted reports.
I mean,
that's my
it'll probably be pitch shifted and turn into something
Oh,
horrible,
absolutely.
but
yes. It'll be machine gun fire.
Ooh, it could be.
It could be. Yeah. So anyway, so yes, a couple of knitting projects and then a couple of knitting adjacent printing projects. It's been I've had a burst of creative time since the last time. I was in a little bit of a little valley, and I'm coming out of it.
Yay.
It's a good feeling.
It is. It's a good feeling.
Well, good. Well, what else do we have?
I currently have a lap full of cat. So
So that's it. You're done for the night.
yeah. Oh, you could probably attach your drill to it if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Have that power your sock machine.
Could I might.
Just make sure to keep it on low torque so it
Right.
doesn't like spin out of control.
I'd have to design or find a design for a different handle adapter than the crank handle that comes with it.
Oh, I'm sure there are already options
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
because people are creative and lazy.
Here's my gears.
I
It was
love
fun.
that.
And it was fun doing it in different. The white ones are in PETG, and the teal is PLA, and then this is a higher infill, so it's stronger, and because they're going to be like gearing with each other and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anyway, this is not a 3D print podcast, so there we go.
No, but it's a making things podcast.
It is a making things podcast.
I finished blanket.
Blanket!
It's done. I finished weaving in the ends as we were sitting here chatting.
Yay!
Yay!
That's awesome.
I still don't know if I'm weaving ends in correctly, but you know.
If you can't see them dangling out, then you're doing it right.
Also, if you're worried about it, I can show you when we're together. So
Yeah, I now have a needle because I used to use a crochet hook, and that just wasn't working as well.
Yep.
Because it would catch everything on the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's done, and I've been saving it for tonight specifically to show it off before I pack it in a box and send it to my sister.
Yay!
huzzah!
Awesome.
It's very pretty. I love that color.
Yeah.
It's such a good cut, and it feels so like after washing it and stretching it out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it feels so soft and wonderful. Like I'm just sitting here playing with it, and I love it. And the edging has good texture.
Is it a garter edge?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that feels nice on the fingers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that will be like the wubby part for my nephew. I'm you know, the whole thing.
Yay!
The color blocking is thankfully very chic because I fucked it up.
No, it's fine.
It happens.
Yeah,
like it.
this is why you well, you know, I also made up this pattern after I realized I couldn't do the other one that I had in mind.
Yeah.
So this is my pattern. I did this.
Yay!
Yay! And one day we'll have a fun tutorial session about alternating skeins, but I hate doing that. But boy, I've needed to sometimes. As
Yeah,
I
I
take
think
out
I was-
half a sweater.
I was far enough in at the point that I realized that I was like, I'm not taking this out again.
Well, and it's fine when you can do something that is intentionally color blocked like that.
Yeah.
But like the thing that I was working on that I had to pull out was a sweater, and it was like right across the chest. That there was one skein that was slightly different than the other two. I'm like, that's just
Exactly
a
where you
big
want to draw
arrow where
attention.
I want people looking
Right.
all the time. Yep, we're gonna
Yeah.
pull that out and
You,
do it again.
you have to be careful if you're doing bobbles on a sweater as well
Yes,
for
you do.
the same placement issues.
Yep.
I can imagine for all the reasons that I'm thinking of.
Yep. Or you just do a lot of bobbles. But anyone
Lots of
that does a
bobbles.
lot of bobbles has a problem.
More than one problem.
Several of them. I was also given beautiful chainmail stitch markers for my birthday.
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah, we knew
Yeah.
about that.
I wondered because
There might have
none
been
of you
some
look
consultation.
surprised.
Well,
They're very excited because they
Lady-
sounded fantastic.
Yeah, Lady Benevere messaged Danny and I and went, "Hey," and we were like, "Sup?"
Which is the correct way to begin
Yeah.
this conversation.
Well, it was very fun though because like she was asking all these things, and I was like, "I'm so glad you have Danny here, and you didn't come just straight to me."
I might have sent back a paragraph or two. It was fine.
I pretend to know what I'm doing.
I don't
It
even
works
do
for
that.
corporate me. It works for everyday me too.
That's a story of my life right there. I mean, 52 years, it's worked fine.
Yeah,
My
but you're a white man, so you know
This
you
is
can
true.
you can make that work for you
my-
much easier.
my whole thing at work is somebody goes, "Hey, do you know how to do this thing?" I go, "No, but I'll figure it out." Also, pretty sure at this point, if they were like, "Hey, we need you to be an engineer," I'd be like, "Okay, I guess I'll go figure that out." Like,
Yep. Yep. Anyone else got stuff? Or any other fun things?
Nope, my life has been lifing.
It does do that.
Life does that.
same. I did get this. I don't think I've shown it on this, but I got one of these things where it
Ooh.
hangs off your
Ooh.
wrist and you can
Yeah.
walk around and do it. This yarn has been in a round ball for too long, so it's going to become dice bags.
And that's
So,
okay.
yeah. But also I'm not good at the winding of things. So, that's why it's in like this weird on top of each other thing.
Do you have a ball winder?
I do. I
Is it a bad one?
don't. Yes, and I also don't have the thing where it clamps.
Oh.
So I'm like, I wish I had another hand so like I could.
Oh, that would make life much more difficult.
Yeah. So that's
But
how that
also,
got found.
bad ball winders are terrible. I have one. One of the women in my knitting group picked up an electric ball winder.
Oh.
It sucks so hard.
If
Like I can use it to rewind balls, which I do. Like I will often wind from the Swift onto my ball winder and then recake the yarn so that it's not as tight.
yeah.
And it works okay for the recaking because it's not trying to pull from the Swift, but as soon as you try to get it to pull from the Swift, it just goes and doesn't do anything. It's
How does it
Not a
go?
happy sound.
I can't do that again. It hurt my throat. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a thing I got. It has the phases of the moon on it.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna have it hanging from Ren Fair this weekend, I think.
Was it
As long
was it the Lemon Love brand or is it a different brand?
it's not that.
Okay, well that's the one that keeps showing up on my Instagram feed. I'm like,
This one I bought it off of Etsy,
Okay.
so it was hella cheap
okay.
because I'm pretty sure it is. It might be 3D printed, which is great. Like,
Yeah.
get your bag. But it was just like, oh hey, I kind of want to try one of these. This one's inexpensive.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, it's gonna fall. It currently hangs off my microphone, so.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else fun and interesting to talk about. I'm gonna get a haircut, but that's neither here nor there.
Same.
I'm not.
I am, but I have to keep rescheduling because I it's a good problem. I keep picking up work, but it is a problem for trying to schedule things because my stylist doesn't work on Saturdays and Sundays.
I need my haircut before I am a vampire because this will do crazy shit and then it'll just be straight up in the air and I'll be very mad about it.
I have played it fast and loose and tried to get a haircut like while I'm in town to have like the freshest cut. But I don't know if I can roll with that this time because like where we're going is like crazy town.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do that. If I can just roll in and be like, yeah, I need that haircut. Also, I was going where we're going. That haircut will be $500 or some shit. Yeah.
Barely a trim. Give me all of the money in your wallet, please.
$600.
And your firstborn child.
I bet.
That kind of a day, huh?
I mean, look, I just if the magic somehow undoes my preventative care, then well damn, I guess I deserve that.
Oh my.
Well, if that's it for the knitting, I guess we can get to the critting because tonight we're gonna see what Nellitha was up to. And
No
it's,
good. She was up to no good, I'm sure.
Well,
I
yes.
mean, always.
She has never done anything bad in her life.
She
How did
burned
you
down the
even
bar by
ever
proxy.
say that?
She did
burned
not
down
burn down the bar.
by proxy.
Do you enjoy lying on the regular? Look, putting your hands together and praying is not going to save you from the accusations. I mean, honestly, that's probably Nellitha saying, "I wish a motherfucker would."
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
It's
she would start believing in gods just to be able to pray. I wish a motherfucker would.
Right.
Who says she doesn't believe in gods?
Maybe we'll find out.
We might. We're about to find out all sorts of interesting stuff. And it's only about 25 minutes, so
Oh my.
Nice.
we are
I'm
going
looking forward to it.
We're going to go to our get ready screen, but we will be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to do a quick one because it's a pre-recorded, so we don't have to.
Finger guns.
All right, so that's it. Oh, and just to put it out there, because I keep forgetting to announce things, our next 3 episodes are going to be Knits and Knits, just the knits. And then
Summer schedule.
summer schedule. But then on July 2nd, we are all going to be back here, all 6 of us. And we are going to be doing our Campaign 1 Q&A. So
Hell yeah.
if you've got
I won't be there.
questions- if you've got questions, drop them in the Discord.
Yes, you will. I will drag
You're
you
going
in.
to be there. We will make you be there. I have plans. You want to be there.
I'll be in the chat.
Right.
So, look, I'm just going to say, DB, if you're not there, I will be forced to play the part of DB.
Never again.
That was pretty funny.
That was good.
In fairness.
You say bad words, worse words than what I say.
What?
I mean, it happens. That you have to be there then to keep him from doing that.
Defend your honor.
Yep. Ooh, DB, if you could drop a link to the Discord in the chat, that would be fantastic. So yeah, if you've got questions about Campaign 1, there is a Campaign 1 Q&A thread in Discord, or you can drop questions in the chat tonight. I'm going to be hanging out. I think most of these folks will be hanging out backstage as well, and I will make notes of those questions, and we'll make sure we get them answered for you. So, we will see you back live in 2 weeks, but be back in 5 minutes to learn about Nellitha. Bye.
Yep.
Goodbye.
welcome to another epilogue. This time, we're going to check in with Nellitha. And the rest of your group has started to disperse. Erasmus has decided to stay at the school. Isolt is taking a longer route home and set off on foot, or possibly on horseback, and is headed back across to the other island, to the town of Selva, to start heading back the longer way. Owen also has left. Nellitha, where are you headed?
I think I would have started heading with Assault back to the other town before heading off to Glimmerhold to pick up the artifact that I left with that gentleman. My memory of his name escapes me currently. I am an old woman.
Yes. Well, you do get back to Glimmerhold quite easily. I assume you used the teleportation circle?
Oh yes, I'm not like her.
All right. So you teleport into Glimmerhold, and once you step outside, as you look around, in the distance you see a faint glow.
Ah.
You start moving towards it, and you find yourself heading back to that same safe house. And as you do the appropriate knock, Sri, the tiefling, opens the door. It's you.
Yes, I'm here to pick up my property.
And they wander off.
I go in.
There is a familiar-looking gentleman sitting in the common room at one of the tables with a glass of ale. And he is looking at the door and sees you as you come in and gives you a nod. This is Holland Danos, the fellow who has your artifact.
Hello, hello. I am back for the artifact that I left with you.
Yes, about that.
What about it?
Do you really need it back?
Weren't you the one that said it was safer with me because I have kept it safe this long?
I suppose.
Hmm.
And he looks down at the thing around his neck, touches it gently. I've become rather attached to it.
In the 4 days since I saw you?
It's rather striking. I like it.
Interesting. Have you used it?
I don't know how to use it. Do you?
No. It's not my place to know such things.
He looks very reluctant to take it off. Are you sure? You can protect it appropriately.
You know, I am becoming rather an old woman, but I have protected it for this long without anybody finding it. I guess if I die, you could take it off my corpse.
Where can I find your corpse?
Pennycross.
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay, give me just a second. Persuasion. Oh, okay. Oh, persuasion is not one of my better stats. Shit. 17.
He studies you for a moment, and then reaches down to a bag beside him and pulls out a quill and some parchment. And you see him scribbling something. And you see him sign the bottom with a flourish and then pass it over to you. It reads, I, Nellitha Devlin, being of sound mind and body, do hereby bequeath the requested, shall we say, necklace?
Sure.
To Halandanos upon my death. Signed this such and such date, and there's a place for you to sign it, and witnessed by Halandanos. And another line underneath that, and he points to the top one. Sign here.
You're forcing me to sign a will?
Not a will, just proof that when I come to collect it, it is indeed mine.
All right. She signs it.
And he'll snap his fingers, and Sri comes over. He passes the quill to Sri, who then signs the other witness line. You know, I wouldn't want anyone to accuse me of strong-arming you into this, so secondary witness.
Strong-arming? No one would believe that.
He rolls up the parchment and tucks it into his bag and pulls the necklace over his head and looks at it a moment longer and then passes it to you.
I take it back, put it on, put it underneath armor and all that.
And once it's on you, you no longer see the glow from it.
Okay. So will you be able to see the glow now?
Yes.
Interesting. All right.
So maybe have some of your friends in town, Pennycross, was it?
Sure.
Make sure they know who I am so that I can come pay my respects when you're gone.
I will do that, but I don't plan on that being anytime soon.
Good, good. Just don't want to be missing anything that is mine. I don't want that to be without protection for any longer than necessary.
Fair enough. Just so you're aware, if I should happen to die in my house, it is heavily trapped.
That won't be a problem for me.
Sure.
Right. Well, I suppose that's it for me then.
All right.
Safe travels. He'll down the last of his drink and get up and leave. You get the feeling that he had been hanging out at the safe house the entire time you were gone.
That boy needs a hobby or a girlfriend.
Speaking of, you have a girlfriend back home. Are you heading there next?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to find a horse? Are you going to try to get to be part of a caravan? Are you just going to walk?
Probably gonna get a horse, and we have enough money now that I don't feel the need to steal a horse either,
Alright.
to put more on my head in this town, so...
Okay. You are able to legally acquire a horse through an appropriate purchase. And the fellow who sells it to you is a little concerned about someone of your age going off on your own on that long a distance, but once you've assured him that you're fine, he drops it.
Good.
The several sparkly, pointy things that he sees also help him to decide not to say a thing. Your trip back from Glimmerhold to Pennycross is fairly quiet and uneventful. There are no more weird things. Well, not too many weird things. How do you sleep at night? You don't have the fancy castle book.
No, I do not. Well, because I am an elf, I don't have to sleep long.
Okay.
So I think it's a huddle down, hiding in like a bush kind of thing, sleep
Okay.
for 4 hours, and then I get up and keep going.
I would like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Okay. Perception. 30.
Okay. As you wake or come out of your trance, you catch a little white tail as it hops away
my
from you.
God. Fucking bunnies.
Okay.
I thought
you continue on?
Yes, I don't know what else I could do with that. DM.
Okay.
Do you want me to shoot it with an arrow? I can do that.
That is entirely your call.
Fucking try. I'm gonna do that. I'm
All
gonna
right.
short bow this bitch. Oh, it's an 18.
Yeah, you hit the bunny.
Is it a real bunny?
As you pick it up to look at it,
Uh-huh.
it seems to be a real bunny,
Okay.
but it's got like a weirdly colored patch of fur on its belly. Like a sort of greenish color.
What the fuck? How many of these little bastards did he make? And she just like shakes the bunny.
As you're doing that,
Oh,
it twitches
fuck.
in your grip.
Ah!
Roll me. Oh, what do I want? What do you roll for surprise?
Can I be surprised? Hold up.
Well, because this isn't like a surprise attack by a thing. This
Sure. Yeah,
is simply
I don't have
shock.
alert, so I'm okay. Are you wanting me to be able to still hold on to it, or what do you?
Yes.
Probably sleight of hand?
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay. 27.
Okay. You don't drop the bunny.
Okay.
Unless you would like to.
I mean, is it like alive? The arrow is still sticking out alive. The
Yes.
arrow is still sticking out of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna shove the bunny into my bag of holding. I will deal with this later.
Okay. Other than that,
I have a feeling it doesn't have to breathe, so I think we're okay.
you make good time on your way back to Pennycross.
Sure.
And when you arrive, Herder is not there yet.
Oh my God.
He only left a day or two ahead of you, and he was taking the long way.
What's the long way? The opposite side of the fucking world?
No, he chose not to teleport from Selva to Glimmerhold.
That's right.
So he was taking a much longer way. But you do see that the Golden Frog is mostly rebuilt. There's still some folks working on finishing it up. And you do catch the eye of a familiar Fire Genasi, as she is not really assisting with any of the woodworking portions. They decided that might not be a good plan.
Sure.
But you do see her helping with some brickwork. And she gives you a little wave.
Oh, I wave back.
All right. So what are you doing now that you're back in town?
I'm going home.
All right.
I am not stopping and talking to anybody. I don't give a fuck.
You have had quite the week.
Yes, I think I am ready to be at my house.
Okay. So tell us, what does Nellitha see when she gets home?
So, she has a... You want the outside or the inside?
Whichever you'd like.
Sure. She has a looks kind of like just like a little cottage closer to the outskirts of town. She didn't buy one of the houses that were closer to the main area. It's very well put together, pretty flowers on the outside of it. Um, the door uh is a like deep red color that like contrasts with some of like the tanner colors on the outside of the house. Um, when she says her house is heavily trapped, it takes a good 5 minutes to get through the door without setting any of them off.
All right.
Yeah, but she knows how to do it. It's her home. When she walks in, the house is a mess. As if it has been ransacked. And sitting in the middle of the room is somebody tied to a chair.
All right.
Along one of the walls is a bunch of like, not a bunch of bags, but some bags that looks like she decided not to take with her on this trip. And she shuts the door, making the person in the middle of the room kind of jump.
Okay. What does this person in the middle of the room look like?
This person is tall, high elf with short gray hair, glasses missing from her face, and is in what looks to be just like standard, like maybe sleep clothes.
Okay.
And she looks up and sees herself in the person that walked through the door. Tied to the chair is Nellitha.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
what is her reaction to seeing herself walking in?
I think she's angry.
Sounds about
Because
right.
it wasn't like she didn't know who did this.
Right.
And the other thing is her mouth is like duct taped closed. Not we don't have to. You know what I mean? She's gagged.
She's gagged, yes.
She's gagged. She's glaring at the woman. She's like, "Well." Then the woman looks down at her and goes, "Well, mother, you've had quite an adventure." As she takes off the spectacles of disguise, and it turns into a much younger elf. Her hair is a kind of like a bright red with ringlets of curls. She is wearing Nellitha's armor and everything. That was all real stuff that she had on. The glasses look like Nellitha's, but she takes them off and she is a younger elf. I won't say that she's Nellitha's old, but this is definitely somebody who has very similar features to Nellitha. They both have the same colored eyes. Maybe Nellitha's hair was red at one point, but she is an old woman now.
Sitting in her chair, I think upon closer examination, one would be able to see the skin around her wrists and ankles, anywhere that she was bound, is quite red and raw as she has been struggling to escape from this chair where she has been bound for a week or
Days. Yeah. Oh, I would have expected you to get out of this. I'm really surprised I didn't come back to a mob. Oh, You're losing it in your old age, Mother.
Nellitha glares at her daughter, unable to do anything else.
It's business. Who taught me how to do this? You, of course. You pissed off the wrong person, and they came to me. I can't wait to hand this over. And she pulls the amulet out of her shirt.
Nellitha's glare just intensifies.
It's okay. It'll all be over soon. And she pulls out a dagger.
Okay. And what is not Nellitha going to do with that dagger?
She is going to kill her mother.
Okay. I would make you roll for it, but she is bound to a chair and has not had anything to eat or drink for a week.
Yep. And she's an old woman.
Yes. Tell us how the daughter kills the mother. Is it a simple stabbing? Is she doing something more intricate? Is there a ritual involved?
No ritual. I think they're assassins. It's clean. It's very done and over with kind of thing. And then she starts setting up the house to make it look like something else.
Okay. Is she taking anything from the house?
Oh yes, she took almost all of the artifacts
She's
that
already
Nellitha had.
ransacked it. Got it.
Yeah. Yep. She lays her mother in bed, covers her up, and is gonna wait until nightfall to actually leave.
Okay. Is there anything else you do during the rest of the day? It is rather late in the day by the time you've arrived back. Anyway.
Yeah. She eats a snack.
All right. And once the sun has set, what do you do?
So once the sun is set and the rest of the town looks like it's gone to sleep, the mysterious daughter of Nellitha will set a fire in the middle of the house. Something that's gonna catch, and it's gonna catch kind of quickly. And she is gonna take what she has and leave. And she's gonna go through like back channels of the town that are not as watched or populated as you would think. For one of the, I feel like she's like scouted this out enough when she found out where her mother was.
I would like you to go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage because you have planned this.
Okay. Okay. That is a 31.
All right. You are able to slip out of town unnoticed. And I believe that's where Nellitha's story ends, with
Forever.
Nellitha unfortunately deceased.
Yep.
And her corpse burning as Twyla Devlin sneaks off into the night, presumably to meet with someone from the Temnota. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.